All right, this is college algebra, the final section that we're going to do in chapter 4. Remember that we skipped sections 7 and 8 and moved right into modeling with polynomial functions. So you may have remembered from geometry, the unit that you did on inductive reasoning, we did a little bit of this idea of finite differences. I'm not sure that it was referred to as that with that term, but this may seem a little familiar to you. Anyway, we're going to talk about finite differences to find out, to write a function of a data set. So let's say I have this data set. The numbers at the top are x's, and then the outputs, of course, are on the bottom, and those are the y's. I can tell, I always look at data sets like this. I can tell right away it's not going to be linear, right? Because these numbers are not increasing at the same rate. So if you find, I'm looking at the first level of differences, and you'll notice that they're not the same. They're getting bigger and bigger as we go. Those are called first differences. If these had all been the same, then this would have been a linear function, but they're not the same, so let's do it again. So now the second level differences, you just find the differences between these first level differences. Well, I'm getting closer, but they're still not the same. So I know it's not, if it were second differences, then I know that this would be a quadratic function. This is not a quadratic function. So I'm going to go one more level, and I'm going to find the third differences. Notice that the third differences are all the same, and they're non-zero. They're constant. So I know that we can model the data exactly as a cubic function because of my third differences, and the cubic function is a degree 3. So obviously, we're going to use the calculator to do this. So again, you want to enter your x values into L1 and the y values into L2. Remember, you get to those lists by hitting the stat button and choosing edit. And then you're going to perform a cubic regression, and the way you do that is hit the stat button again, go to calc, and choose number 6, which is the cubic regression. This is the standard form of a cubic function. And this is actually what you're going to see on your calculator screen when you do this. So A is 0.16 repeating, B is 0.5, C is 0.33 repeating, and D is 0. So I really prefer fractional coefficients, and I know that this decimal right here is really 1/6. I know that 0.5 is 1/2, and I know that 0.3 repeating is 1/3. There is no constant term because in this case our constant term is 0. So the cubic regression on this set of data is right here. And that's how you use the calculator to do that. And that is it for chapter 4.